Howdy y'all, got the Bulldog on the channel. Didn't get a video shot last week because I was busy working, and I'm still busy, but I figured I'd just stop and do this now because I found something else while I was transferring parts. Now this thing came in, Toyota Sienna, it dead on 2 cylinders and blowing water out. Okay, not blowing water out on the ground, blowing water out the back, burning it, white clouds. That's probably a blown head gasket, but that is rare. You don't ever see these Toyotas blow up, ever. It comes in here, I pull number 4 and number 6 spark plugs, and there's water in the cylinder. Okay, now I fish a bore scope down in these 2 cylinders, and you can see water in the cylinder, and I put the right angle on it, and I'm looking over here in between the 2 cylinders, and I can put some air in the radiator, and I can see water bubbling out of the head gasket, which is that spot right there. Water right there, blowing out right there into these 2 cylinders. Okay. Here's the problem. We priced this job as a head gasket job, pulling it out. I pulled the radiator out of it because, you know, you're wanting to make sure that it does not, you're not putting a problem back on it so that it does this again. This is a lot of money that we're talking about, but here's what I saw when I started pulling this thing apart. Somebody has been here before. And it is quite obvious that somebody's been here before because there are pieces of shredded belt all over the place. And as I got into it, I saw a lot of it wrapped around the crankshaft, pushing its way through the front crank seal. Okay, I'm looking it over after I got the motor out, and there are bolts missing out of the water pump pulley. There are bolts missing out of on the thermostat housing. As I was transferring some parts, there are bolts missing out of the engine mounts. Brand new water pump. I saw pieces of pulleys laying in the belly pan around it. So yeah, I'm following somebody. I talked about it on TikTok and people called him a Kyle. Now, you, sir, have a Kyle. Well, I don't know what his name is, but he's a prick. Anyway, I didn't really know until we got it all apart. I didn't think to look because I didn't know just how drastic we were going. There's the cylinder wall on number 4. Now, when I had this apart before, this piston was up almost at the top. And I just looked around because I was looking for here. And as soon as I saw where it was squirting water, okay, I was done. I didn't know about this other stuff, and I should have gone further. I don't think we would have lost the job. I mean, money-wise, we're going to be about the same anyways. The machine work for pulling those heads, having them reworked, and head gasket set, head bolts, and timing chains and guides, all that kind of stuff was roughly equivalent on what we're going to be charging them for this salvage yard motor right here with 139,000 miles on it. The price was fairly low because these things hardly ever blow up. The core is almost nothing comparatively. So that is something you have to be mindful about, and you're always going to get bit. No one's perfect. You're always going to make the mistake of not checking far enough, or you're going to think, oh, I should have just kept on checking. Yes, maybe you should have. Most of the time, not. It's just something that happens. So this is how these jobs balloon. And we were not told that this thing had a new water pump. And the water pump itself, I don't know what brand it is, but I've never seen one with a paper gasket until now. I would expect that somebody who doesn't put all the bolts back in also does not use quality parts. So we're not using that one. We had a discussion with the customer about it. We don't want to bolt on a problem and have this happen again. So as a mechanic, do your due diligence, do your best to know what you're getting into and that the customer is aware of what they're getting into as you do your assessment and as you price the job. And customers, it is not your mechanic's fault that somebody else screwed it up. Be mindful of that too. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.